What do you do with your empty IV bags? Do you just throw them away and get new ones? You don't need to do that. It's wasteful and expensive, so I'm going to show you how to create an IV bag refill system to help save a little bit of time, money, and waste for your sim center. All right, let's go over some of the supplies that you will need in order to make this work. First and foremost, you will need a top fill bag that's got tubing coming out the bottom. It doesn't super matter what you use as long as you're aware that the size of tubing is going to affect the adapters that you need. For the smaller tubing, we have one of these little female Luraloc adapters. Got these off of Amazon. This will work just fine for what we need here. But today we're going to use this bag here. It's got much thicker tubing. So we have a female to female Luraloc adapter. One end will pop in pretty easily to the tubing itself, and then the other end will connect to everything else that we set up. So that's that. We also have a set of secondary tubing here. I would take off the roller clamp. It tends to just get in the way. Three-way stopcock. Make sure you keep one of the caps on, but take the other ones off. And then to help mitigate any kind of like leakages or anything, I have some heat shrink tubing here and a heat gun. So I will show you where that comes in later. And then obviously we need some stuff to cut tubing if necessary. So let's get started. All right, so first things first, we want to take off all of this tubing off of the bag. We want to leave this little section here that's right in front of this, or right before this connector here. So I just took a X-Acto knife and I cut around the edge here, and it should pop right off. Secondly, we want to take our heat shrink tubing, and actually for this I'm going to have to cut it about in half because we want to stick the male-to-male Luraloc adapter into this new, or actually first, we want to put the shrink tubing on. And then we want to stick this in here because it's not a perfect seal, but it is close. So the tubing will help prevent leakages. There we go. Cool, that's riveting, I know. All right, so once you get that on, you can heat it up now if you'd like. Watch it. There we go. So hopefully that should stop or prevent any leaks. So there, we got that part done. Next part, we just want to attach the female end of the Luraloc connector here. So screw that on. And then lastly, take the secondary tubing, connect that to the other end of the stopcock. And there you go. It's an IV bag refill system. I'll show you how it works here in a second. All right, once your system has been fully assembled, hang it up on an IV pole. Make sure the stopcock is locked so the off portion is pointed up toward the supply bag. Fill your supply bag with however much fluid you need, and take your empty IV bag, spike it, unclamp the stopcock, and your IV bag will slowly but surely refill. So that's how you make an IV bag refill system. If you need more information on how to implement sustainability in your sim center, please give us a like, follow, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to get more content from us, because more content is coming. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day.